Hello, my friends. I'm so glad that you're here. We get to chat a little bit today about these important topics of sexuality and women. And today, actually, we're going to talk about confidence, building your sexual confidence. And that is one of the maybe most asked questions. It's one of the things that women want to know more. It's why they buy all these crazy little magazines at the register when they're checking out because they promise that they're going to make you confident, that they're going to build you up, that they're going to give you the little tricks and the little secrets for a better and more fulfilling sexual life. And yes, let's talk through that. Actually, I want to start with what makes a woman lack confidence. What gets in the way of you developing a healthy sexual outlook? And many times we find issues from childhood, how sexuality was presented to you, how sexuality actually was impressed on you. If there's being abused, if there was conversations that were negative, if what you saw at home was something that didn't look appealing, if you had a boyfriend that called you fat or ugly. All of these things, little by little, go into developing something that you end up with today. And you're not sure exactly where to pinpoint the issue or what is bringing the hindrance or what's stopping you. So let's talk through that. As you hear me, are some of those things ringing a bell in your mind that you've always felt that you were the ugly cousin in the family, or that you were the awkward one, and being the awkward person makes you inadequate sexually? Or did actually someone say that to you outright? You don't know how to kiss with your first kiss, or ew, you smell. Like, did we experience any of these things? So all of these things are huge walls that separate us from sexual fulfillment. And one of the things that we need to do, where we need to start, is addressing some of those things. Now, some are easier to address than others. If the issue was hygiene and you didn't smell good, and you were an athlete, or you didn't know how to floss and you were only brushing your teeth, well, now you know. You can floss, you can brush, and you can use a water pick, and you can use all kinds of things so that you can maintain good hygiene. You can shower in the morning and in the evening if your body is one of producing strong scents. Some people are offended by those scents. Typically, we're not necessarily too offended because we live with them, and sometimes it's a little hard to recognize them. So if that is the issue, easy, you can address that. But what about the lies that you believe when people told you, or when people did things to you that were negative, that speak about inadequacy? Well, the great news is that we can learn to be confident, to build confidence. We can learn skills to navigate our sexuality. And the second thing that I want you to be aware of is looking at yourself, looking at what you've become, and looking at what you can be. Have you become that woman that you're proud of? Do you take good care of yourself? Do you take care of your health? Are you mindful of exercise and what you eat? Are you mindful of the good colors for you, of the fashion that you wear? How are you comfortable? How do you feel the most? Like, I can enter any room and I am not going to feel less than. I will feel like everybody else. Well, sometimes we want to feel a little better, but we don't even need to go there. If we can feel good, that we know how to put ourselves together, that we know how to navigate the season of life that we're in, then that is a very good start. But if we don't have that foundation, it is time for us to work on building that confidence. Do you second guess yourself all the time? How frequently do you say something and then change your mind? How many times do you rather not give an opinion because people may have an opinion about your opinion? Those are things that we need to build. We need to be confident in other areas of our lives so that it can permeate into the sexuality, into our sexual being. So that is the number two, looking at all of the areas as the big picture of what makes us a woman, what makes us who we are, what makes us that individual. But then when it comes to sexuality and the relationship that you're in the moment, how is your spouse treating you? Do you feel that there is respect? Do you feel that there is admiration? Do you feel that he looks for those moments, that he's expectant of those moments with you? What is the truth that you are receiving based on the messages that he is sending? What are you buying into? And if he is telling you, I enjoy you, by the way that he's behaving, but how he looks for you, then that little aspect of things is at a good place. We then just need some performance skills. We need a different level of skills. If he is not telling you those things and you're lacking that affirmation, then we need to engage in a conversation that is going to end up producing that the ideal scenarios that is going to end up producing that confidence that needs to be built. I want to engage in sexual activity with you. I want to be able to enjoy it. I want you to be a little bit more flexible. I want you to open your mind. I want you not to have a time, or I want you to be more rested when we engage. What is it that is needed for you to feel and see and understand that you are desired by your spouse, and that he is perceiving you as someone that is capable of delivering? Because we need to distinguish, is he perceiving you as someone that cannot do it because you're too square or too narrow-minded or lack the information? Or is he perceiving you as, no, you're the real deal. I'm okay experimenting and exploring with you, getting to know each other and learning, because you do have the rest of your lives for this learning process. Or is it all in your mind? Because you know that you don't know how to touch, because you know you don't know how to start, because you feel kind of funny or inadequate when you put on certain things on. Then let's talk about that. Maybe it is time that you decide to look in the mirror and look at your body and look at the assets that have been given you, and you start dressing them appropriately to make you feel sexy, to make you feel beautiful. Maybe it is time that you take an education course on sexuality, on women's anatomy, on the things that arouse a woman, on the things that arouse a male, so that you, by knowing a little bit more of the anatomy, by knowing a little bit more of the details of what each body can produce, you can start practicing in a vulnerable way, little by little, exercising some of those new skills. Maybe you need to start kissing your husband again and getting lost in that moment and end up at that place without knowing how you got there. Just the starting point when you started making out. Sometimes we need to revisit what things have we lost and what things have we never had that we need to incorporate. A warning I always give my women when we engage in conversation or when I'm at a conference is that you don't need to compare yourself with any other women. You're you. So you don't need to share that you lack confidence in these areas. You don't need to express these inadequacies. There are professional ways, safe, godly ways in which you can get yourself trained up and learn specific techniques, specific guidance for having a fulfilling sexual life, and for feeling that you are as adequate in bed as you are handling driving your car or doing whatever job, whatever work that you do. I hope that this enlightens you and points you in the direction of discovering, ooh, these are some of the areas that I need to work on. And if this work needs to be a little deeper, if you need to find a little bit more specifics related to you, to your body, and to the dynamics of your husband with your personalities, we would love to schedule an intensive clinic with you. We would love to have the opportunity to work one-on-one to get you to the next level where confidence in sexuality is out of the question. There are other resources on our website that you can find. Answer to questions, different videos. We've created a large number of resources that we want you to be able to use freely to invite your spouse to and sit with so that you can continue growing in this area of your life. www.ccicounseling.com. Again, ccicounseling.com. You're going to find endless things in there. And I'll be waiting for you at the next episode.